Ladies and gentlemen, BUBBZI and I have some news. We've been conned. Comic-Conned.
Welcome to the Caffeinated Podcast. I'm enjoying my cup, as you should also be, hopefully. But I am BUBBZI. He is the beard. This is the show where positivity is the goal, but chaos happens to be the process.
Yeah, we always said, we tell you, we try to always have a funny moment or something like that, and BUBBZI and I have just tired. And so we thought we would give you the title. Did you catch it? We've been conned. Comic-Conned.
Comic-Con!
BUBBZI and I did something this weekend for my birthday that him and I had never done.
Which surprises
went
me.
To Comic-Con. Yeah, it does kind of surprise me, right?
As you can tell, I am a nerd. If you couldn't tell.
People are always surprised that I, too, am a nerd, and I like that stuff. I mean, they see the hat, they see the beard, they think guns and trucks and country music.
Which is also
Which I'm not opposed to any of those, don't get me wrong.
He's like, yeah, you want to give me a truck, I'll take it. Like,
right?
Bro.
Yeah, I mean, I'm open. If anybody's got a truck they want to pass along to me, I could use a good one. So just saying, throw that out there. But in where we are, my sister decided to take us to Comic-Con for my birthday. I'm officially a year older now.
Ha.
Yay me.
Ha ha. Old man.
But
no one else gets to say old man. That's my old man, okay? I get to do that. You shall address him as sir, all right?
Or beard. Or hey you.
Beard, or... sir. Sir. Ooh, Sir Beard.
Sir Beard a lot.
Sir Beard a lot. Bro, we can get united. Bro.
That sounds like a bad DJ, doesn't it, Sir Beard a lot? But again, for some reason, whether it was time constraints, financial constraints, or whatever, BUBBZI and I have never been to Comic-Con before. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I didn't really know what to expect. I mean, you hear things about Comic-Con, you see pictures from Comic-Cons all over the country, and not making fun of anybody, but there were some, BUBBZI, would you agree, some unique individuals at Comic-Con?
I mean, they let you in the door, okay?
Right.
Like, our Comic-Con obviously is not the biggest.
It's definitely a little bit smaller.
It's definitely not like the San Diego Comic-Con. Those things are massive, but it was definitely, I would say, a big turnout. We did only go for Saturday only. It was a 4-day total event, but we did enjoy our time.
I will say, though, BUBBZI, I did get to see one of my childhood heroes, though.
R2-D2.
And for anybody that's a wrestling fan, you'll recognize this name immediately when I say Ricky the Dragon Steamboat.
And here's the thing. I will say, we had made some purchases already at Comic-Con, and we walked down to the celebrity area. And I'm not as big of a fan as my father, but I did recognize the name and was already ready and waiting for him to hand off his goodies to go see the man.
I didn't even wait. I'm like, here, take these. Gotta go. I mean, the little 7-year-old kid went, hey, oh, look, Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. Yeah.
But hey, I mean, there were definitely some names there. You got.
Oh yeah, I mean, there was some of the main characters from Smallville. I believe there were also some from Supernatural, right? I mean, all kinds of different wrestlers.
You got wrestlers, you had Supernatural, Smallville, Home Improvement.
Yeah.
They had the voice.
Heidi was there.
They had the voice actress for, I think it was Ahsoka in Clone Wars.
Yeah, they had a few voice actors there.
Which sure she had a turnout, by the way.
Right. She had when we were there, I think some of the other ones might have been on break or whatever, but her line was packed, man.
Yeah.
And I do not mean Pac-Man. I mean, it was packed, man. Yeah.
Well, so obviously they have things ribboned off. There were people waiting outside the ribbon to get inside the ribbon.
Right.
Like she
Right.
packed. Like I said, just packed.
So, guys, go ahead. I'm sorry, Bubs.
No, go.
Well, so we kind of thought about it when we realized, we were going to go, and we thought we would just kind of come this week and have a little fun sharing our experience. And BUBBZI and I, we like to have a little bit of structure, very little bit, so we kind of know where to take things, and then we just like to let the rabbits run. So here's kind of what we thought we would go over today. Why do people go to stuff like Comic-Con? That's the first one, right? And then BUBBZI and I are going to give you our first impressions. And then, we'll kind of give you the best and worst of what we saw. And then I thought maybe we should do it this way, Bubs. Would we go again? And if so, what would we do differently? All right. And that's pretty much it, guys. We're not getting into great depth. We'll probably, well, I can't say that because it shouldn't turn into anything deep, but the beard likes big questions. The beard likes deep. The beard likes to pull things out. Now, before we get into all this, BUBBZI, I do want to remind everybody that's listening via audio or watching via YouTube that we do have a sponsor, right? And our sponsor is Coffeetarian. That's coffee plus humanitarian. Now, we're not doing the full ad this week, because we're just trying out the sponsorship. They're trying us out. We're trying them out. I will say that they were pleased with the mumbled mess that we did of the ad last week. They thought it was funny.
Which is the reason we're not doing it again right now.
Yeah, now. But here's the thing, guys. If you go to coffeetarian.store and you look at their coffee and you look at their merchandise, now, if you buy coffee, when you go into checkout, put the discount code BEARD, BEARD, and they will save you 10% off of your first purchase. They have excellent coffee. BUBBZI and I are rocking the Mexican chocolate for this podcast. And if you look over top of my head right there on my cork board, I decided, some people, BUBBZI, when they drink, put up the bottles when they finish stuff off. I thought I would put up our coffee dead soldiers as we start going through and make something out of it. I don't know what.
Bro, you had started that like 6 months ago. Imagine how cool that would be. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, no, I just started it the other day.
That reminds me, we know somebody who they're like, I get a bumper sticker for every place I go.
Yep.
Oh my gosh, the back of that car.
Right. And the sad thing about it is that she had a wreck recently and the car was totaled and the front was completely damaged, but the back was held together by bumper stickers. I'm just saying, but we all have our obsessions, right? Mine is coffee. BUBBZI's is caffeine. Thus the caffeinated podcast. Right.
And those.
Well, true. Yeah. BUBBZI and I both did a thing or two at Comic-Con yesterday, and we'll talk about that when we get into the best and worst. Let's do that.
Yeah.
All right. Let's save that part for that.
Yeah.
So go to coffeetarian.store, find you some good coffee, find you some good merchandise, put in the code BEARD, save 10% on your first order of coffee, and just know that everything you purchase goes to help educate Liberia, build a school or schools in Liberia, Africa, and you're going to be helping out people who have not been able to go to school for years due to civil war. Mm-hmm. All right. And that's our ad, if you want to call it. That's our sponsorship thing. We love Coffeetarian. We know the people that run it. They're good people. They've got big hearts and they want to do big things with this, and everything that they do, you guys can be a part of. So you get to be a part of every blessing that they bestow on other people. And BUBBZI, I feel like I need to do this before we go on. Thanks to you all, we now have, all right, you guys ready? It's a massive number. We have 12 subscribers. We have 12 subscribers, which honestly, Bubs, you know me, you know how I feel. That's 12 more than I ever expected to have, to be quite honest. Right? But that's all because of you guys. So I am going to ask you, if you enjoy the podcast, like them, share them, subscribe to them. Let's get it out there, because our goal is just, again, to make you laugh, to make you smile, to get you out of your headspace, and hopefully help you to have a better day. Because like we always say, positivity is the goal, but unfortunately, chaos is the process.
Well, and I mean, we're going with what, 12 subscribers, and I'm hoping the views on YouTube, because like I said, we're over what,
they keep going up and up and up.
As far as just podcast, I guess, so like any podcast platform, we're at over 1,000 total views, which is amazing.
Bubs, we're at over 1,200 as of right before we filmed this podcast.
Oh, well, it's a good thing I definitely checked that number, because I didn't. I do apologize, guys.
I just wanted to throw it out there, man.
Well, see, I pulled up the YouTube views. So we are at 94 views. Yeah, on the last podcast episode on YouTube. I know you mentioned the subscribers, but if you keep coming back, or you keep, if you like the podcast, you like to see our, at least somebody's face, probably not mine, on the podcast, you know, you've been viewing it, hit us with subscribes, let us know what you think. We'll definitely keep doing this. Don't worry about that.
And please, on top of all that, comment. Right? Comment.
Break
now,
the algorithm.
we have a fan. We have a fan who, on every platform that I'm on, comes in, jumps on, and talks about the podcast and tells everybody how good it is. So I feel I want to do this as well. Cheryl, every time you comment, you tell us that you love us. And we want you to know that we love you. We appreciate every comment. We appreciate how you jump in and become a part of everything. And we thank you for telling everybody about the Caffeinated Podcast. You rock. And if I had a gift, but I'd give it, but all I got right now is my gratitude.
What does that mean? It's like my love and affection just
right.
Take it.
So we better get into this, or this thing's going to end up being longer than I think it's going to be. But
okay.
So BUBBZI, why do you think people go?
That's not what I was about to say. Sorry. I was like, well, first of all, you're saying that this podcast is going to go long. You have two people who love to talk.
Right.
All right. Even
when we're asleep.
Bro, speaking of that, I think the first time someone ever told me that I talk in the middle of my sleep was when I was really, really young. I was sleeping on the couch, and apparently one of you walked into the living room, and I go, "Stop, who goes there?" and did like a finger gun thing.
Probably.
I don't know what I fell asleep watching, but
yeah.
But as far as why do people go to Comic-Con? Well, there are a couple of like tiers, I guess. One, do you cosplay? 2, if you do, why are you not on TikTok? 3, go to cons, meet other people who have similar interests than you.
Yeah.
4, you can find friends there. Like with me, the whole thing about
now,
like
you also forgot LARP though, right?
They did have some LARP certified like replicas, I think.
Yeah. They also had some teams and stuff that you could, join. I saw a few of those yesterday as well.
Oh, they had like LARP teams?
Yep.
Oh, you're talking about the 501st.
Right.
Which is a stormtrooper battalion.
Yeah. So, it's kind of like anything else. I mean, this is just my play on it, because again, guys, this was for beyond our imagination. Why? The first time that BUBBZI and I had ever been to a Comic-Con. I mean, anybody who knows me long enough knows I'm a Doctor Who geek. I love Doctor Who. I've been watching Doctor Who since he had the funky collared scarf and the funky curly hair. I mean, way back in the day.
All I'm saying, okay, if this breaks the mold, like this episode ever gets to 1,000 likes, I will make sure he cosplays at the next Comic-Con. I'm talking likes, not views, likes. I'm talking completely breaks the mold of where we're at. and I will try to keep track of it. Like in the future, if it ever gets to 1,000 likes, he will cosplay at the next available Comic-Con in our area.
So what are you trying to say? I'm going to have to go like a fat Doctor Who?
No, well, that's the thing. We can pick, like, we can do research and be like, what can we do? You know?
Well, but what I was going to say, I get it, and I'll do it. If we get, I'll tell you what, if we get 1,000 likes on this video alone, all right, on this video.
Oh my gosh. This includes in the future.
So
I will keep.
Here's
track
another
of
good
this.
reason to share it, to subscribe to it, to tell your friends about it. So if for no other reason, you can make fun of me when I do this. All right.
And we're
but
talking.
I'm talking 1,000 likes on this video alone.
I'm talking full on, like, we'll have full on YouTube videos of it, TikToks.
Now,
I'm talking
for those that now, I got to do this, Bubs. Since we're on so many different audio platforms, I know people are going to hear that. You're going to have to go to YouTube.
Yes, YouTube.
And hit like on the YouTube because we're on so many. It would kind of be hard. You know, I'm a slow country feller, you know, and I might not be able to keep up count between all them there platforms.
Yeah,
but if you'll go to the YouTube and do it, we'll handle it.
We're talking specifically YouTube. 1,000 likes on YouTube. Even if you listen to the podcast, just pull us up on YouTube. The Caffeinated Podcast will pop up. It'll be the same.
I'll
logo
just say it this way too. All of you 1,200 people who have listened to the podcast on all the different platforms, go hit like, go hit subscribe. All right. If we get 1,200, if we get over 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 likes, I'll do it twice. I'll wear it. I'll tell you what, I'll do this cosplay and I'll go out to Ramsey's or someplace for dinner dressed that way. If we get 1,000 followers and 1,000 subscribers and 1,000 likes,
no,
I'll do it and I'll go out to eat that way.
No. Here's the thing: if you're gonna go with something like that, you're going for like 1,000 subscribers or whatever on YouTube. They get to do a poll of what the cosplay will be.
No. I'm not wearing anything pink. I'm not wearing anything dainty because I don't have the legs for it. So
we will shave the legs for this.
All right. No. All right. We got to stop because we're going way too far away from this. And I like it because it's us. It's the chaos that is us. All right. I'm serious. Like I said, I'll do 1,000 likes. I'll do the cosplay. 1,000 subscriptions. We'll go out to dinner, and BUBBZI and Mrs. Beard won't have to dress up. It'll just be me, and everybody will be looking at me like I've lost my mind, which is okay because they're probably right. But anyway, why do people go? BUBBZI gave his thing. I want to say this because it's kind of like everybody else. You go and hang out with people who like the same things you like. Mm-hmm. You know, if you're a car guy, you go to car shows, right?
It's the same reason gamers have LANs. Same thing.
Yeah, you go to hang out with people who are into the same stuff that you are. Now, I don't understand all the stuff that we saw yesterday because I'm not really into all the stuff. Mm-hmm. I went mainly yesterday to hang out with my sister and her boyfriend and BUBBZI, and I was looking for a sword.
We found a sword.
Ant.
Well, we found.
But on top of all that, I found a friend while I was there, and I got to bring him home. If you can see Doc over here to the side, you know, it's Val Kilmer playing
Doc Holliday.
Doc Holliday, which is one of my favorite movies and one of my favorite characters in the movies.
Oh, so wait, but before you skip over that, not only you got to understand how crazy it was to find this photo of Doc Holliday, by the way. We had advanced tickets, so we had to go get our badges or whatever so we could walk around. We go get our badges, we walk into the convention center. I'm talking 10 steps. He sees it, stops, pays for it. Guy goes, "Oh yeah, that was the last one."
Mine.
Like I'm talking 10 steps into the convention.
You know, you guys have to understand. I am obsessed with the Tombstone movie.
Obsessed.
I am obsessed with Val Kilmer's character. I mean, after all, it is my text tone on my phone. I'm your Huckleberry.
I'm your Huckleberry.
Right? But so, you know, for me, if we just go straight to the next one, BUBBZI, I mean, because we've already said it. The reason people go is because they want to talk to people who are into the same things they are. They want to buy the stuff or pick up the stuff that maybe will enhance their gameplay. They want to get, you know, whatever kind of crazy stuff they want. And I just call it crazy because some of the stuff I just don't understand. It's not that it's actually crazy. It's just crazy to me.
Yeah.
Right now.
Well, I mean,
but the first impression was there were some costumes there, you know, and
people were cosplaying. It was great.
It was great. There was a young lady when we came out. I thought her costume was impressive because I mean, it was full tilt, man.
Best cosplay we saw all day. Sadly, she was leaving as we were going in, but she was cosplaying Ash from Overwatch. I mean,
yeah, I mean, it was the detail perfect. Of the costume was ridiculous. Wouldn't you agree?
Yeah. No. Like I said, best one we saw. Now I would say, what were some of your ratings? What were some of the? Give me like top 5 of some that you recognize, maybe, or top 3, depending on how many you recognized.
Well, I don't know if you know, again, because Doctor Who is probably about as deep as I get into some of this stuff. Now I do like Stargate. You know, I'm an old time Star Trek fan, and I'm an old Star Wars fan. You know, because I still remember when the original came out and had to wait for 3.5 hours in line to get into a movie theater to see the movie. Now I just click on this. Hey, I get to watch that. Yay, me, you know. But yeah, exactly. Now, there were some stuff that, you know, like I said, I don't really understand it, you know, but we're given first impressions. Yeah. I did see a guy yesterday that confused the living daylights out of me. And honestly, I'm not real sure if he was confused or if I was confused. It looked like to me that he was going for like some kind of steampunk character. But it looked like his steampunk character had a baby with Boy George. Okay, because it was just I don't know. I couldn't pin the. It's like, okay, would Boy George be somebody that somebody would cosplay? You know, I was a little confused, to be totally honest.
See, I didn't see this one, so I don't have any comments on it. But I knew it was going to be a good time as we were going to park, and I saw this van over in the corner. Had a name on the side, had the child in one of the back windows, and it was called the Vandalorian. I knew it was gonna be a good time.
Right.
As soon as I saw that, I was like, all right, yeah.
Well,
okay.
And for anybody out there that's listening, if you've never went to one of these things like us, you're going to see a variety of costumes. Now, some are so simple that you could buy a little mask almost immediately when you get there. Well, and you can become a character almost immediately.
Technically, this was my second, not Comic-Con. This is my first Comic-Con, but not my first convention. So.
Right. Well, you went to LAN. Yeah, I know.
Well, the LAN venue that I went to, I go to RGB. It was the name of the LAN. They do it in conjunction with a convention there, and the convention is escaping my head right now. But they had a whole convention going on as well at the same time as the LAN. So,
gotcha.
Made it
well, but what I'm saying is, you could, if you're not as into it yet, or you're just getting started, you can just about literally walk in the door of the convention. You can buy a mask, and hey, I'm that. Yeah. Right. And then you have the people who went full tilt. I mean, I'm talking full theatrical makeup, everything down to the minutia of detail and to the costume and all this other stuff. I mean, I'm old, y'all. I got a little worried because I saw somebody dressed up like Death, and I was just hoping it was somebody cosplaying. You know, it's just.
Am I gone? Is this what it's like?
You know, I leaned over to my sister. I says, if he gets too close, we're going to fight. You know, because I ain't ready. Right. But there was booth after booth after booth. And like the gentleman that drew Val Kilmer back here, Doc Holliday, I'm going to tell you right now, regardless of what you think about anything else, and there's probably people out there go, well, I don't understand all this stuff. You've got some extremely talented artists drawing the pictures for this stuff. You have the extremely talented writers that write the storylines that draw people in. These people are probably, and I'm just guessing because I only talked to a couple of the ones that caught my eye. These are some extremely talented individuals. Their imaginations are drawing people in. I mean, you know, and maybe this is a stretch for some people, BUBBZI, but the next J.R.R. Tolkien may have been at that convention for all I know. Because I first read The Hobbit when I was 7 years old. And it was the first book that ever really just pulled me so deep into the story that the best way I can describe it is I was seeing the movie in my head and when I was reading the pages.
Yeah.
And I don't know. It's just
that's when like you're into the book, is like when you're it no longer feels like you're just like, and the fox went over the log.
Right. But I mean, a friend of mine gave me the Hobbit, and I didn't know what to expect because a lot of people said, because back then, I don't know about now, but back then the Hobbit was like 4.5 inches thick. And they're like, well, that's a little bit of an old book for somebody his age, But I mean, I devoured it like I was starving to death. And see, the funny thing is, though, I'm not going to pull it out because I don't want all that anything on YouTube or anybody to say something stupid. But the sword that I ended up purchasing yesterday was Aragorn's sword from Lord of the Rings, Strider. Oh. I mean, it's amazing because see, and that's another thing about the first impressions. It does. Even for somebody my age, and for all I know, I don't think I was, but I might have been the oldest person there. But this kind of stuff can draw you back to your childhood.
I definitely know you weren't the oldest there. Yeah. I know that.
Well, so. I mean, I usually feel like I'm the oldest person anywhere. But what I'm saying is like the Ghostbuster section. They had a whole section on Ghostbuster.
And we're talking authentic packs too.
Right.
Like
right. I mean, stuff like, man, why don't I have the money to buy one of these? They would look so cool in my room. That kind of stuff.
Wait, and speaking of, that was another reason we wanted to go to the con. I was like, we can like go get stuff for our rooms. Like, I have plans for some of the stuff that I bought. I have already put up one. I got a mystery box for what was it, Sword Art Online. I got a cool like tapestry back here, that little small thing to hang up. Got a couple other things, but I don't know. I mean, technically they're replicas. I guess I can show them.
Yeah, I just want to make sure that we don't bust the guidelines and somebody gets mad and all that other stuff.
I will say they do not have edges on them. None of the replica.
No.
Swords or whatever.
I mean, it's not like I don't want to pull the Strider out and show it to you, but we're not going to do that today. So maybe another podcast somewhere down the line. I don't know.
We can definitely make, or like, if you want TikToks, let us know back. TikToks, bro. Like, this is what we got at Comic-Con. Of course, you can see the humongous thing that's back there. I'm sitting, okay, and that thing's about 4.5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Big sword.
He bought an extremely big sword.
It is what is it? Ichigo's sword from Bleach.
Yeah.
If anybody knows what that is. So that is one of the swords I bought. That's the only one that's on camera right now. I plan on getting that one. Is fully metal. I don't know how I'm going to show that off. But I got another one that I'm going to put up here once I get some stands in. That'll be going.
Gotcha.
So.
Well, and again, if you're into,
and I know we're mentioning swords, but that wasn't the whole thing. But that was one of the things we were.
No, it was just one of the things that attracted us.
Yeah, we're like, swords.
Well, okay, so we're talking about first impressions. All right, for somebody who's never been, this was an eye opener, right? Because I had no concept of what it would encompass. The range of characters, the range of what is it, Colton, Dungeons and Dragons games, and all this stuff, all the stuff that you can do, for the, I guess, for lack of, and I don't mean it this way, but for the whimsical and the imagination. Well, there was a little bit of something there for everybody to get your imagination fired up, is what I'm trying to say.
Well, like you had artists doing pictures of famous characters, or there were some people who were they would do try to do something for you right then. We found a tattoo shop going on inside there. That was interesting.
We did not get a tattoo.
No, we thought about it. I don't really.
No,
Which is like,
he's just kidding.
yeah,
But,
we
you
did. I mean, hey, you already have a couple.
True.
But what was there were, like I said, authors who were writing books, doing their own stories, wanting to get them out there. There were people doing like art in relation to certain TV shows, animes, whatever. Pickup games. Like people were doing like booze about board games, but there was also people who were like, "Hi, this is an original game that I made. Here's how you play it. Would you like to buy a copy from me?"
Yeah.
There were people like that.
You get to learn something new. You get to meet new people, and
Sword replicas.
not that we talk to everybody that we ran into, but like one of the best things, like I said, you know how we are. We give you all the outline, and then we just chase the rabbits where they go. All right. So we kind of mix everything together at some point. We just want you to know that we did think about it a little bit before we started. Right. But the best and worst, Bubs. The best thing is to me, and this is the Beard's deep moment of the day, hopefully. Okay. The best thing that I saw was you've got a lot of unique individuals together. And again, I'm saying that not to be mean. I'm saying everybody is unique, but you've got a lot of unique individuals together. And I never saw anybody jumping on anybody else, hurting anybody else's feelings. I'm sure it happened because there were people involved, but everybody was there just to have a good time and be themselves or be who they wanted. Somebody asked me the other day, BUBBZI said, "Well, you're going to Comic-Con. Who are you going to go?" I said, "With this beard, I'm going as Grumpy from the Seven Dwarfs." Right? It's just, just to have fun. That's all the day was about. That's one of the best things to me for yesterday. And I got a couple more, but what was the best thing about yesterday for you?
I actually enjoy the cosplays. Like it's like people's recreation of characters that I've also watched and connected with and whatever. And it's cool. It's cool to see them pull it off, I mean, and there's different levels. Like, there was a couple like Mandalorians that were really well done.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
And there were a few, and let's take it to the same thing. There were a few that weren't quite so good. But you got to feel like, but you got to understand, this person took a lot of time making their thing, and that made it good to me.
Yeah,
right.
Well, and that's the thing. A lot of people, when they say it's like, "Oh, that's not that great of a cosplay," like they put time and effort to make it themselves. It's not like they went and bought like a fitted piece or whatever. Like, "Hi, I made this. I like this. I created it, and I'm gonna go show it off to the world because I'm great." Like.
Yeah, and they were just having fun. I mean, that's the thing. And you would see, the different characters, the different Mandalorians talking to each other, hanging out with each other. And, you can almost guess the conversations,
Oh, there was one Mandalorian who had one of those baby backpacks and had a baby Yoda sitting in the pouch. It's like, the child.
The child.
Yeah, like, I mean, like it allows people to be like, to show off a little, not only like, "Hi, I made this," but also like, "Hi, this is my sense of humor. This is great."
Right. And there were some now, and I'm not, again, please don't think I'm picking, but there were some, I'm not sure if they were making fun of the character or having fun with the character, or if it was just a limited budget or whatever. You know what I'm saying, Bubs? I mean, it was like the character was almost there, but it was almost like it was a satire of the character. And I don't know if that was intentional or not, but at the same time, it doesn't really matter because the person that was there was still having a blast. They were walking around talking with everybody else. You saw the people with the big dinosaur heads. There were a couple of T-Rexes that come running through there at one point yesterday, which I thought was hilarious.
Talking about the inflatable T-Rex suits, there's
right.
There was the what was it, the shy guy and girl couple Like they
Yeah.
had a matching cosplay. There was that. I'm trying to think. I know there were some other ones. There was obviously, you know, you got like your Joker and your Harley Quinn. You got your Batman and your Catwoman.
I don't remember the name of the character, BUBBZI, but it was a guy in purple. Had the big like purple helmet on. I know I've seen it before, but I don't remember what it was from.
Purple
But-
helmet.
Yeah, it was like it was ginormous, had things sticking off and coming down from it. I mean, it wasn't pointy, but I know I've seen it. I just don't remember what. But apparently, they took a lot of time making the stuff that they had. Is what I'm getting
Yeah.
at.
I don't remember sadly which one you're talking about.
Yeah. Well, I'm not describing it properly because I'm not real sure how to describe it in a way
Mhm.
that makes sense.
You
know-
ooh, one thing we hadn't mentioned: He-Man.
True.
They had like life-size He-Man cats that you could take
Battle
photos
cats.
of. Battle cats. Like you
Well,
could take
it was,
photos
and it
of them.
wasn't just the fact that you could climb up on Battle Cat and ride. You could win a prize if they, because it was basically the bucking bull, and if you
Oh.
got up on it and wrote,
They
yeah.
were bucking bulls too.
yes,
Bro, if I knew that, I was getting on.
I told you.
No, I didn't.
I said you need to ride this, and you was like, no.
No. I didn't realize it was. I thought it was just a photo booth thing.
Yeah, you could win a prize if you stayed on for the full time.
Bro, that makes that took it from what I already thought was cool, just takes it to a whole new level. It's like you took not only pieces of my childhood and then put it on a bucking bull. Like, let's go.
Yeah. We should. I wish if I'd known you hadn't got it, I would have mentioned it again.
No,
Because
no, I had
that would have been
no
a video
clue.
that I would have showed everybody.
I had no clue that was also a bucking bull. Had no
Yep.
clue. I thought
Yep.
it was just like, oh yeah, get on, take a picture. Yeah.
Well, either way, you had the power. I'm just saying.
I have the power.
But
They also
I mean,
had,
and
like-
there was a guy running around yesterday, and he had a remote controlled,
Oh my god.
full sized, functioning R2D2.
And it was cursing everybody up like a storm.
Yeah, but I can't even do the R2D2. So, but you know, people were like, "Can I please? Can we have a picture?" And he stopped for anybody and everybody.
As many
You know,
as
it's
you
not like he was
wanted.
charging anybody. He was just like, if you want to pick, you know, everybody.
Mhm.
You know. So, in a nutshell, we had a good time.
I love how it's just
You know,
we had a great time.
The best part,
It's Folgers.
no, never,
But it's
not even
making
close.
the best part of
Nope, don't even
waking.
say it. Don't. We're not doing that for them. Shush. Shh. Shh.
See, this is the same
Nope,
reaction.
nope.
I'm moving on. Promise. This is the same reaction if a Starbucks were to ever try to sponsor us.
We're not doing one for them either. Hush.
I know, that's what I'm saying. All right, bad coffee for very expensive prices. All I'm saying.
Right. Yeah. But anyway, what I was saying though is that it was a lot of fun, and we had a good time. That
Yeah.
one of the best parts was just being able to hang out with you and my sister and her boyfriend, and just we walked around and just ooh and ahhed and
Ooh,
all this
it's
stuff about all
odd.
some of the really cool stuff. And then of course, you know, for me, there were swords. I've
Yeah.
always been fascinated and loved swords. I've never owned one until now, and I'm tickled to death with the one I got. But we also got to kind of do the worst. Okay. And again, guys, just remember one thing when we say the worst, this is our opinions.
All
You know,
right,
it's
can I
just the
start?
way it hits us,
Can
not
I
the way it
start?
hits everybody else.
Can I start?
Sure.
They only offered Dasani water.
Yeah.
Okay, first
The
of all,
BUBBZI and I are not fans of Dasani water.
Dasani water tastes gross. Second of all, and probably the more important part, there are actual like chemicals that they put in it that are bad for your health.
But you're dying of thirst and you got to have something.
I will say, I was so thirsty that it was the first time I think Dasani water has ever tasted decent. Okay, I was that
Yeah.
thirsty by the time I got that bottle of water.
Yeah, I've never been a big fan of them either.
Oh,
But, you know, they did what they did. You know, the worst, of course, if you're going to throw the Dasani in there, you have to say that one of the worst parts of the Dasani is what we had to pay for it. And we're not going to give the price.
No.
Let's just say that you could have bought a bunch for what we paid for a bottle. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
so
we already knew they were going to charge that. I mean, to be honest.
I mean, it's like it's any event. You really think that a hot dog you buy at a baseball game is worth $8? No.
Like, yeah, they're making money not only for the convenience, but you're getting to see like a very good show as well, usually. So oh my gosh. But
so
yeah, no, the price was
for me, the worst part of the day, and this will be my worst, I guess. There might be other things, but I mean, overall it was a good day and I enjoyed myself. But the worst part for me, being a Doctor Who fan, is there were no, and there had been in years past because I'd seen it there from pictures of friends that had went. There was no TARDIS. I was looking forward to seeing a full-size replica of the TARDIS. I was expecting to see quite a bit, honestly, more Doctor Who stuff than we did.
Honestly, I don't know if like people stopped watching after Matt Smith, but it seems like they're not as
I don't know.
Maybe.
I just, it took me a while to get through Peter Capaldi. I didn't really enjoy Peter Capaldi as the Doctor when he first started. I will say, as he progressed into the role, he got better.
Well, and that's the thing. Same thing.
I'm sorry, this is going to cause some controversy, and leave me a comment. I don't care. I still like David Eccleston as the Doctor.
Well,
I liked David Tennant. I enjoyed David Tennant immensely, but I could have watched Eccleston for years and years and years as the Doctor. Just saying.
Well, and I will say, as far as like with every time the Doctor regenerates, I think everyone dislikes the new Doctor until they get a little bit into it, and they're like, I get it. Well, I mean, it was the same thing when Eccleston left.
Like I said,
no one liked David Tennant until David Tennant was like, and then by the end, you're like, when he says, I don't want to go, you're also like, please don't go. And then when Matt Smith showed up, you're like, who's this weird dude? And then by the end of it, you're like, oh my gosh, please don't go.
Let's throw out some serious controversy for the new Doctor, because it's my understanding that and I cannot remember her name right now, the young lady that's playing the Doctor now, is coming up on the end of her 2 years, and they usually only run 2 years, and then they regenerate and they have a new Doctor. Let's really mess up the Doctor Who world and make the next Doctor American. Give him an American accent.
Here's the thing. I'm just wondering if he's ever going to be a ginger.
Oh God, that wouldn't surprise me either. But
well,
and if you think it would be now, if you think it would be interesting or funny to see an American Doctor, tell me the actor or actress, I don't care which, you think would make a good Doctor. I'd be curious to say, and I don't care who. I'm throwing out Americans, but British, whoever. Put an actor or actress in the comment you think would make an excellent Doctor, and tell me why.
So this obviously can't happen, sadly. But someone who I think would have been a great Doctor, would have just hit the mold, and everybody would have loved it, would have been Robin Williams.
Oh my gosh.
I just imagine
Robin Williams would have destroyed the Doctor. I mean, his ad lib alone would have made a classic Doctor.
Gosh. Oh my God. Like,
no, I mean, if you're talking about people who would have made it interesting, what about Sean Connery? James Bond meets the Doctor, right?
I don't know.
It would have been interesting just because it was Sean Connery.
What about the guy that plays Austin Powers?
No. The Doctor's a little bit campy anyway. No, I couldn't take that. No.
Oh, it'd be an overload.
But no, Robin Williams would have been an amazing choice. That would have been a Doctor to remember, right?
Oh.
But like I said, guys, honestly, the worst part about the whole thing for me was the fact that there was no TARDIS, and there wasn't a whole lot of Doctor Who stuff.
I think we were getting ready to leave when we finally found like a Doctor Who mystery box. Was like the only thing I at least had
I
found.
should have bought it, but I'd already, I should have bought it, but
Yeah.
hindsight's 2020.
Well, and like I said, I got that from the Sword Art Online like mystery box. I've got some other stuff. It was like a hat, some lanyards. Which, funny enough, I was actually needing a lanyard, so this works out great.
Nice.
I was needing one for work anyway. But
now, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, you said now.
Well, no, I was just thinking of another worst.
What's worse?
Well, again, I mentioned early on that I got to see one of my childhood heroes. I got to see Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. And I get it. These guys are here to make a living and all that stuff. But, for me, and I'm sure there have been exceptions made. Okay. And I'm a 55-year-old dude, and, I'm not the 8-year-old kid anymore, but it was the 8-year-old kid inside the 55-year-old man that was fangirling and wanting a picture and all this other stuff. And they charge a lot. They charge a lot for the privilege of taking a picture and getting an autograph. And I do understand it.
Mm-hmm.
I would just like to see it more available, I guess, because not everybody has the money to do that. And, these guys are, well, they're our heroes, because there were all kinds of guys like, let's just say it. I grew up on wrestling. That was one of the reasons I was kind of looking forward to go, because some of the guys that I watched, like Lex Luger, was there. Rick and Scott Steiner were there. Arn Anderson, one of the original members of the Four Horsemen, right? Sting was supposed to be there, and some of the new guys, some of the guys I don't even, and the newer ones that I don't know. But like I said, I know there were a lot of people that came through for the voice actors, and I'm sure that Al and Heidi had their fan base that came through, because these are the things that bring us back. These are the things that, I finally got to meet so-and-so, or I got a chance to talk to so-and-so. And, we want that representation of it, right? That thing.
Yeah.
And I, like I said, to me, it's just so expensive. I guess that's what I'm saying. That's what made it worse for me. Wasn't the fact that I finally got to see, well, not the first time I saw him. The first time I saw him was probably pretty close to where he was then, because when they used to come back in the day and wrestle in Rupp Arena, I was there and I got to see him, but I got closer then to yesterday than I ever had. Let's put it that way. Right?
And we're also not saying that he wasn't willing to.
No, he was more than willing. I mean, it just.
Well, and also the fact that you also weren't willing to pay that premium either. I think the only reason we didn't do it is because they were doing cash only at the time.
Yeah, I wouldn't. I was geeking. I had already started to pull out my card,
bro.
And they were like, "We only take cash." I wanted to go. Well, who carries cash anymore?
Yeah. Well, and see, the funny part was, like I said, I think I mentioned this earlier. I knew as soon as I saw the name, it was like, "Yep, that's going to that one. Hand me your sword." But like I said, so Doc Holliday picture, first thing purchased. We then immediately basically bought swords.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, we were there for hours. I think they closed at like 7. We ended up leaving at like 6:45.
Something like that.
I think we just
and that kind of leads us, that kind of leads us into our last little thing, Bubs. Because, this is, again, guys, this is just our opinion. This is just our review, whatever you want to call it, of our day. And actually, our last little category probably will sum it up better than anything else. BUBBZI, would you go again? And if so, what would you do differently?
Yes, and I'd buy more swords. I know that's bad, but oh my god.
No, I mean, it's okay to have a little bit of an obsession.
So
would I go again? Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
And I think I would probably try to go more than one day, and I'd want to go earlier in the day. Because just because of travel times and stuff, we got there a little bit late yesterday. And not that we were late, but it was later in the afternoon. And I think we probably missed out on some really cool costumes. I think we missed out on, just some other stuff. And, if you wanted to geek out, if you wanted to fangirl, whatever you want to call it, we missed out on some of the celebrities. Maybe they'd already taken the day off or, they'd been there all morning, whatever. Doesn't matter. Mm-hmm. So would I go again? Abso-flippin-lutely. I had a good time. I bought a sword. I brought Doc Holliday home. I'm good. But I would go earlier, and I might go more than one day, just because.
Yeah, and people are like, oh, you're just gonna buy a bunch of swords. Yes, a lot of the stuff I watch, they have very their swords are very different. They are very distinct. I recognize. Okay, so the funny part was, so one of the cartoons or anime, whichever, I grew up, didn't understand that it was, Japanese, because it was dubbed for Americans as a child, just like Pokemon, that kind of stuff. Which, by the way, if you're a fan of Pokemon stuff, they got tons there.
They had a bunch of that, yeah.
Oh, and as far as like being a gamer, they had like originally like sealed, unopened special edition N64s.
I know, crazy,
oh
right?
My gosh. And like they had tons of games, GameCubes, everything. I originally was gonna go buy Sasuke's sword from Naruto. That's what I originally went to see if they had. They did have it. I ended up not getting it because I saw immediately recognized two other ones that I was like, okay, yep, need those. I didn't like this big one back here. I was sitting there, I was looking at it like, that looks familiar, and then it hit me and I was like, yep, that one is coming home with me.
But like I said,
so
it's just a fun time. It's one of those things, guys, quite frankly, how BUBBZI and I are. We say that part of it is getting out of your own head. This is a good place to go to get out of your head, have a good time, see some interesting things, see some interesting people. And BUBBZI, this is just going to be my closing thought, and then we'll head out because I've got some stuff I need to take care of here in a minute. Not that you guys are not important to me, you are, but my phone has been going flash, flash, flash for the last 5 minutes. And again, BUBBZI and I told you we'd just be honest about it, right? So here's the thing. I don't care what you're into. Have fun. You want to go to Comic-Con? You want to dress up? You want to dress up like a character from your favorite movie, from your favorite cartoon? Far on it. Have a good time. Don't let anybody tell you that you can't do it because it's fun. Who knows?
I thought of
if we get the 1,000 likes, I'll definitely dress up next year. I'm just saying. We will record it. BUBBZI will be the cameraman, and we will. Who knows? We may YouTube live it.
I just thought of a good cosplay.
It's all possible.
To match the color of your beard, we put you in a maid outfit with the black and white.
No. But anyway, that's just it, guys. Anime, the cartoons, Doctor Who, all that stuff. It's to take us out of the things. It's to help us to escape a little bit and just enjoy yourself. If it makes you smile, have fun with it.
Yeah. And
that's kind of all I got, BUBBZI. Other than the fact, that, again, we just want to thank Coffeetarian for sponsoring us a little bit. We want you to go to coffeetarian.store, buy you some great coffee, put in beard at the checkout, and save 10% on your first order. BUBBZI, why don't you give them our social media today? I got a little tickle going back here, and I'm afraid I'm going to do something silly. So.
Okay. Well, you can definitely find him at, what is it? The Caffeinated Beard. That's on TikTok and Instagram. I think also Snapchat, but instead of N-A-T-E-D, it's like N8ED.
Yep.
If you have any questions for us, hit us up on our Q&As on TikTok. Like I said, his is The Caffeinated Beard. Mine is It's BUBBZI. That's ITSBUBBZI. That is also all my other social media links. If you want any updates on far as like my streaming or posting on TikTok or anything like that, I will post those on my Twitter. Also, things have started to slow down at work, so TikToks and everything like that will be coming back. But as always, this has been the Caffeinated Podcast. Bye, y'all.